All right, guys, welcome back to another KevCAM night class tonight. Tonight have Mr. Steve Walsh helping us out with any questions, concerns that come up along the way for you guys.
Probably not a lot of technical help, but I can certainly answer any questions that might come up, Kevin. Yep, thanks, and thanks everybody for attending today. We're happy to have you here.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those, I do see at least one new name in there. For those of you guys that are new in here, we use GoToWebinar, and this is for our presentation, and everybody is in mute only, and that's just eliminate any background noise. If you guys do have a question, definitely suggest you do. I took a little screenshot, so it kind of helps you guys out. There is a questions panel right here. If you hit that little tiny arrow right next to the questions, that's where you guys can go ahead and type your questions in and shoot them over, and we'll get them addressed right away for you guys. With that being said, these classes are just for you guys. So you guys let me know what you guys want to see, and we'll send you off some SolidCAM swag as a thank you. So I should actually, I don't have my email ready, but here, I'll just type it in for you guys. SolidCAM.com. So I just put my email address in there for you guys in the chat window. So everybody should have my email. Everybody that is watching this on YouTube, it will be down in the comment section of the video. And then kind of leading off with that is every night class is recorded for you guys. So tonight's will be up about 2 o'clock in the morning. All the night classes have been recorded, and we also add some quick tip trick videos in there, kind of some helpful how-to videos. And I was talking right when we started this whole turning project about kind of creating some turning tools for you guys and creating a turning library for you guys. So Mark Pimentel did a great job putting together a video of kind of going over that, and then also using the variable speed, because that, excuse me, that got brought up of, how the variable speed works, how it's kind of controlled and all that stuff. So the smaller the diameter you get, the faster the spindle goes for you guys. So he did a great job doing a short little video for you guys here too. So, but with that being said, let's get into some grooving today.
Grooving, Kevin, on a Tuesday evening.
Yeah.
All right.
Just don't start singing, Steve.
No kidding. Everybody leaves. Perfect. All right, I'll shut up. Okay,
so pretty simple part here, and kind of what I really want to cover more tonight is there's a lot of different grooving parameters, step overs, different ways to approach the groove, and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to kind of do is, what I want to cover is, we're going to do each one of these in a different grooving pattern here, so I can kind of show you guys what the difference is for roughing, and then we have a whole nother set of parameters for you guys for the finishing side of things. So I just kind of want to show you guys what that tool path is going to look like. And don't get me wrong, I don't make it to seem like this is really hard stuff. I just really want to get you guys a good visualization of what each of these grooving parameters do and how they function for you guys. So.
Hey, Kev, quick question.
Yep.
Would this be applicable to both straight lathe programming and mill turn,
yes,
or one or the other?
Nope, it's going to be for both. So this is going to work both for mill turn and
straight lathe.
Straight lathe, yep. So grooving is grooving. Like I said, when we started the turning series, I want to say for the U.S. customers, 99% of your guys' posts are going to be set up, instead of doing a SolidCAM, doing a new turning, do a new mill turn. And all your guys' posts should be set up for this. And the only reason I'm saying to go to the mill turn, and I've kind of maybe a little bit of repeat here, but is because when you guys just do turning only, there's some limited functionality that's going on there. So with turning only, you can only create one coordinate system. So if you have a part that you need to flip around, then you're going to have to create a new SolidCAM project from that. If you guys just do a new mill turn, which your guys' post is set up for, then you can do multiple different coordinate systems. So you can do part handoffs, parts catchers, all that good stuff inside the mill turn versus just turning only. So, okay. So let's get the ball rolling here. So I'll start off with some just simple geometry. So like I said, I'm just going to kind of work my way down the line here with roughing first, and then we're going to kind of go over finishing. So grab here and grab here. There's my groove. And I do have a tool set up, and I just went with all I basically did is just added a new composite tool and just left with what parameters were in there. So you can see we're just using square insert. You guys do have the option to do a square or a round. We'll kind of cover the round more when we get over to the eye machining of turning for you guys. And we do have the option to do insert only, but I do have my holders. So if we kind of, let me close up this window, you can kind of see what my tool looks like here. And that's the tool we'll just be using for all of these. Levels, same as always, just your safety distance. Now, it did get brought to my attention that some of the turning parameters in here are only seeing just some of the values in here. So actually got development working really hard on trying to figure out why some of the turning operations are just pulling from the custom safety distance. And what I mean by that is a customer had a custom safety distance set up in X of 10 thou, but a Z of 100 thou, and it was still going past that 10 thou parameter. So we're working hard on to get that fixed for you guys. Now, technology, where all the good stuff is. Now, I didn't do any internal ones, but internal is going to be the exact same thing, or any facing, because all the parameters are going to be the same for you guys. So my main focus tonight is kind of going over the technologies that are in here. So for right now, we'll just do a roughing strategy. So in our roughing type, do you want it to do a constant? So we're going down, or do you want to take it just in one single pass? Is basically what's going on down there. So constant is going to be stepping down, and single is going to take it all in one cut. So we can leave this at 80 thou. How much do you want it to step over? So these are just default values, and hopefully I've gotten through it enough times, but if anybody is unsure, if you guys want these values to be a different value when you start a new grooving operation, let me know right now, because I can cover that again. And don't feel like you're bugging me at all, because I can definitely go through that again for you guys. So you have your step over. How much do you want to step over per pass? Now, this is kind of where I really want to focus a lot of it on is rows. We have rows and columns, and then we also have directions. So we can do side to side, zigzag, from middle to outside, alternating, adjacent, and alternating across. So each one of these has kind of a different unique strategy for you. We'll just turn finishing off just for right now, and we're going to cover the finishing once we get through the roughing here. So let's just do and then we have our offset. How much do you want it to be in your X distance? How much do you want it in your Z? And like I said, these are just kind of default numbers that are in here for right now. So let's just do save and calculate. And I kind of want to show you what the side to side is going to look like with using rows. So let's go ahead and do a simulate here, and we'll do turning. And Ronnie, I'm working on that one so it comes in here for you, so it's not zoomed out at a reset point every time, so, which was a great idea. Okay, so we're coming in, and it's just doing a step over. Well, I can already tell that I am wasting a whole lot of time here. So let's increase our step over. So I'm going to bump that up to, let's try 200 thou here. Turning.
Kevin, kind of a good practice too to do a, verify, look at it on the computer screen, see if it makes sense, and if it doesn't, go back and change it before you send the code to the machine, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That sanity check saves you a guy so much time.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're doing a nice healthy step over, getting that material out of there using the grooving parameter. Just going down, and we're taking it down at each level. So now, another way of going about that is, let's just do a save and copy here. And grab this guy right here. Now, instead of doing rows, I'm going to do columns. So it's going to go all the way down and then move over. So let's go and see what this looks like. So it's going to do a step down all the way down to the X, or the X offset that we put in there, and then move over. So it's going down to full depth, moving over, going down to full depth, moving over. So instead of doing just one level and then going down to the next level, it's going all the way to a full level and then moving over. Okay. So now let's go ahead and go over to our next one. I'll keep these on so we can kind of see those. And if you guys want to, let me know if you want to kind of revisit these other ones. So I'm going to do another copy here. Change up my geometry so we can get to the next one here. So now, instead of doing side to side, I want to do middle from outside. So it's going to start in the middle and work its way to the outside direction. So let's do save and calculate. Let's go to our turning here. So now, starting in the middle, going all the way down, and working its way to the right, and then it's going to come over and work its way to the left. Now, there is no way, if you guys wanted to start in the middle and just go to the left first and then come back to the right, there's no way of changing that up, at least from what I have found. But not sure when it would matter, at least for my personal opinion, but if that is something that you guys would like to see that in that option, so we have the choice, we can definitely add that in there for you guys. Like I've said before, we listen to you guys more than anything. So if there's something that we're not doing in here, let us know. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like when we're going from middle to outside. Now let's go ahead and save and copy. Geometry, new. And now we're going to go alternating. So what it's going to do is it's going to start kind of like what it's showing right here. It's going to go to 1, skip 200 thou, go to 2, skip 200 thou, go to 3, and then start at the beginning again, 4, skip the 200 thou to 5. So let's simulate this here. So now we're going to skip that 200 thou, skip it again, and now come up and clean up that side and do the same there. So a lot of options for you guys on the grooving. All right, so get to our last one here. Do a save and copy. Geometry. Oop, I clicked the wrong button here. And now we'll go alternating across. So it's just going to go 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. Kind of just a different alternation pattern, I guess you could say. So let's simulate this. Now that completely off subject here, but to save you guys one mouse click, you really don't need to do the save and calculate. You'll see that I got that little warning. If you hit that little checkbox, don't show again, you guys can go right to simulation, and it's going to do the saving calculation for you. So, all right. So now, start with 1. Clean up that.
Kev, got a question. Got a question here too.
Okay. What we got? How about swapping the chain direction? Ooh. Good call, Ronnie. And that was, I think, this one. So let's try that.
That was going to be my question too, to put you on the spot a little bit, Kev. Any, or recommendations on what different strategies for different materials, or is it different machines, or is it totally personal preference?
From what I've gathered, doing turning, and I'm not going to sell myself out there. I have not done a huge amount of turning out in the machining world. It's all been milling side of things. But from what I gathered, from my experience, is a lot of this depends on material.
Yep.
That's kind of getting the chips out of there. You're not putting a lot of stress in certain areas. So like by doing the alternating, you're not, you're kind of working over here, then you're bouncing around. So you're not producing a lot of heat in just one spot and kind of going over, kind of dissipating the heat a little bit.
Yep. Kind of what I was thinking.
Ronnie, you are good. Didn't even think about that. So.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Ronnie was saying for the more of the pecking style is more for your stringy stuff, and kind of like your stainless steel, a little bit more of the gummy materials. So kind of like stainless steel. Trying to think the high flex or the hardened Teflon products, kind of like that area. Getting that pecked out there, because I still have scars on my knuckles from back in tech school when we were doing turning, and you get a big old rat's nest all of a sudden caught up around the chuck of it. So
nice.
So for everybody that's watching, thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate that. So if you want to change the direction, instead of going from starting on the left and moving your way over to the right, just reverse the chain direction, and that will get the job done for you guys. All right. Now, this kind of brings up another good point too, and this is anything inside turning. If I go and modify anything above the previous operations, you guys will notice that I do get a calculation. And I can have this set up in my settings to automatically calculate for me. But why is it giving me a calculation asterisk right there? Well, what's happening is with turning, it's all based off of your rest material from your updated stock. So basically, if we just changed anything in there at all, it's saying, all right, I need to update stock, so we just need to calculate it up real quick. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of an angle grooving here. Okay, grab that same tool. So they could just done the save and copy. Okay, so now we have what's called stairs, or we have smooth. So stairs is going to leave a staircase, kind of what we're showing right here, going up an angled surface. Now this down here isn't going to matter at all for you guys if you guys are just doing a straight down groove operation. It's start when you start getting up into the tapers of what's going on there. So let's just do a save and calculate here. And I'm going to set, well, I'll leave my step over at 40,000 so we can see a nice staircase going on. Let's go to turning here. So we got our stairs going up, and actually it wiped out because I forgot to turn off my finishing here. So let's save and calculate the skin, turning, play it through. So we have a nice staircase kind of working our way up. Kind of like what 3D machine does. I'm doing that step up value right there. So that's what the stairs is going to do for you guys on an angle. So now if we take the same thing here, let's do save and copy, geometry, new. And let's go to technology, and let's see what smooth looks like for us. pretty close to the same thing, actually. I was kind of expecting it to kind of jog up a little bit more. I'm trying to think, what am I, let me just check something else out real quick. If we do a solid verify, if we're getting that same result here. Play through here. So maybe it's just my turning simulation that wasn't showing it. Because you can see right here, we have our stair steps going up right here, and then we have our smooth finish right there. So that smooth is going to follow the contour of the geometry, where the stairs is going to just keep that distance away, stepping down into the material. So something like, I guess over here, this would be more of your stringy materials, so we can kind of chip it out of there. And over here would be for your materials that are going to have a good chip rolling off of it, and we don't have to worry about getting long strings coming out. So, any questions on roughing?
Nothing coming in, Kev. It looks like you covered it good.
Okay, so let's get into the finishing side of things. So I'll just, well, here, let's, I added a little bit of something in here for you guys. I figured you maybe like this, but maybe not. I was able to get the post guys to send me over a simple 2-axis lathe machine sim for you guys.
Kev, quick question too on even turning. If all those slots, the first 4 that you did, were similar, could you do a transform, program one, and just apply it to the others?
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, there's no point, if you guys have multiples going along there, there's no point in programming that multiple times at all. I basically just kind of want to do it so you guys can
for sure. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, just a way to cut down on programming time if the slots are or the grooves are similar. Just go ahead and program one and use our transform function, and boom, knock the rest of them out. Yep.
So got a pretty simple, don't have much in here. Little tailstock, got our spindle in there, our part, and just kind of want to show you guys what it'll look like for machine sim for you guys. So here's the different strategies that we just talked about. Get zoomed in here.
How much did you have to pay Harry to get him to get you a post processor with machine sim, Kev?
Just a little bit of bagging.
Yeah, nice.
Got to give the night class nothing but the best.
Amen.
All right, so that's, like I said, pretty simplified machine sim. Let's just take a peek at it with Solid Verify here, just to get a little bit of a different view for you guys. And my space mouse is not wanting to zoom in for us. Ooh, I better slow it down a little bit. Was that too fast?
I think we got the point, Kev.
Okay.
Unless somebody wants to see it, just chime in, please.
Let me just see my accuracy right now. We look, okay, so we're good. Okay, so that is roughing. So let's just go ahead and just suppress what we've done so far, and then let's kind of go over the finishing strategies here. So we'll go ahead and do another groove. Chain her up. And we'll turn it, just for this one, we'll just do finish only. Okay, so we have the ISO, oh, you know what, I'm gonna have to turn on roughing too, just because we get some, a little too much material in there. So let's just kick this step over to 200 again, and let's do 150 step in. Okay, so kind of like all of our turning operations, have a couple different selections that we're doing in here depending on what you guys pick, and depending on the tool that you guys are using. So we'll start off with the top, turning groove method. Kind of starting center, kind of working its way out. Let's just do a save and calculate. I'll save the rambling and I'll just show you what it does here. Okay, I get this roughed out. Kind of keeps that cutter cutting down instead of coming up the faces, which would put a lot of pressure on that tip, kind of going down in. So this way, hopefully everybody was able to catch that. It comes down right here, then moves over, finishes up there, stops, comes up, and then comes down, doing a straight clean finish into there. So that's one strategy that we have here. Now, like I said, this is all both personal preference and depending on the material that you guys are cutting. A lot of the tool insert manufacturers will tell you recommendations how you should do it with that particular material. So we have what I think is all the parameters or all the ways that you could do it, but I'm sure there's always one that we're missing here. Okay, so let's just switch up that geometry again. And so instead of we'll do the ISO turn method. So it's basically going to rough it out and then come down, over, and back up. So let's simulate this. Okay, now we're getting our finish pass here, come down, side cut, and then come straight up and finish off that material. So pretty self-explanatory with the ISO turn, because that seems to be what we use 75% of the time. So that's a strategy in itself right there. So let's do another copy here. And go to technology. So now if we do down only, and some of these may look or may be the exact same. It all depends on kind of how the geometry is set up for it. So go down, over halfway, go down, over halfway, clean it up. So kind of utilizing both sides of the inserts for you guys. More than anything, just kind of pushing down on those sides instead of kind of doing that side cutting as it was coming up like what we did with the ISO turn. Okay, so now let's do a copy here. And I'm losing track where I turn on my operations here. Do new. So advanced down only, I don't think we're going to see a difference just with this particular cut right here. Kind of more for, I guess, U-shape or deeper down in, but let's just. So this one's pretty close just to the grooving. It's going to go over, over to the far side, get out of it, and then come do a straight down, kind of more or less like a finished straight down cut on there. So very similar to what the turn method is right here. And like I said, the advanced turn down is going to be more dependent on application. So, you kind of see in the picture right here, it's going to kind of come down, wipe that material, come up, and then kind of come down and do that little radius, stop, and then come up, come over here and do that little radius over here for you. Okay, so now if we do stairs method, let's just do, let me advance down to save and copy. And we'll switch this over to stair method, geometry new, and we'll come over here. Let's grab these guys. Now, one thing, when you guys are grabbing your chains in here, because we're doing up to entity, that's kind of turned on by default with the lathe. Let me kill that chain. Just make sure your arrow is going the right way. So if the arrow is going up and then you guys are planning and coming over here to click on this one, it's going to chain everything around the opposite way. So make sure that arrow is going the correct way for you guys. All right, so let's go in here, and for our roughing, I'm going to turn on our, stairs will work. And we're doing stairs there, save and calculate. And it hopped over for me. Let's see, what are we doing here? Oh, because I got an angle in here. Completely forgot about that. So the stairs method, you can put an angle in there as it's approaching. So let's try doing something real quick here. So let's do edit, and let's do reverse the chain. Simulate. So you guys can specify a certain angle that it goes in there, and then it will retract out for you, and then come and finish it off. So this one, I don't know, I guess I haven't run across where an area where this comes in super handy, but
available as an option.
Yeah, available as an option. Yeah. Sorry, I was reading Ronnie for dovetail. Yeah, I guess if you're doing dovetails, that would make sense. Yeah, just not. Just trying to think of anything else where that would kind of come in handy. But yeah, dovetails, because you're kind of coming in. We're following our geometry, stops, and then comes out as at an angle. I'm just trying to think how that dovetail, because it's kind of coming straight in. So yeah, I guess that would make sense. So, so when it would, instead of coming straight down, it would actually be coming down at an angle also with it. So yeah. Okay, there was some other stuff I wanted to show you guys in here. The grooving parameters. So with the groove limit right here is going to be more for your internal. That's kind of why it's grayed out right now. Is if you're doing you can set up a max diameter and a min diameter that the tool can penetrate, and it will stay within that area for you guys. And that's going to get turned on once we switch it over to doing internal right here. Now, the delta compensation, what this is doing is as we're kind of going down, what we'll do is put a little tiny relief in there for you guys. So we can put a relief of 4 thou. So as it's kind of coming down, it kind of relieves it out, it comes up and then goes down, relieves it out, 4 thou past. So it's kind of like a relief cut almost in a way. And same thing, you can do the exact same thing for the finishing. Now, the radial conditions right here defines the percentage relative to the side cutting speed. So in radial cutting, the recommend of the tool manufacturer is to reduce the spindle if you're doing side cutting. So because with these, let me show my tool right here. With these these grooving inserts, they're more meant for going straight down, not so much for going sideways. We can't put a lot of pressure on the side. So what we can do is we can actually turn down our spindle as it's doing side cutting and our feed rate, whatever you guys would want for the side cutting, but at least we're utilizing the full amount coming straight down into it because we're putting direct pressure down in there. So this is just for kind of the side cutting only right here. And then edge breaks, you know, if we wanted edge breaks on here, we can definitely add those in also. With these, I don't have any areas where it would be an edge break just because we're just doing straight V's, but what we would have to do if we want to do an edge break on this would be, and we can definitely do one here. I'll just do a save and copy and then save and copy. And if we want to do an edge break, what we'd want to do is chain this guy to right here. Oh, I got all my material out of there, so it's new. Chain that. I have to grab my other chain here. Reject. Select other. I can't see my chains here. Let me dive out of here. Do a suppress real quick. New. And I'm size on size, and that's why it's
barking at you a little bit, Kev.
Yeah, I'm trying to grab. To me, that looks like my line's going. Delete. Oh, I got a better way of doing this, anyways. Delete. Yes. So I go there. Okay. Now what I'll do is a modify extend, and I can just put as a 20. Now let's go 100 thou. 100 thou, and do an angle of -90. So we have to have a little bit of that top surface and the side to get a chamfer, because obviously if we just have straight line geometry, there's nothing to chamfer. It doesn't see anything there. So let's get our groove. Let's just do a ISO turn. Now if we go to edge break, do external corners, and we can tell it, do you want a fillet or a chamfer? We can put what size angle that we want in there, distance, or like I said, we can do a fillet, and what size radius do we want in there. So just do save and calculate here. And did it not pull up my... Let's try 180 here. I don't see it going past. I have to have a little bit bigger in here. Ooh, I think I know what it is. I got rest material on only. If I do entire geometry, that's what it is. So I know I brought this up 2 weeks ago, the difference between entire geometry and rest material. This is one of these times we'd want to do the entire geometry because it's looking at it as there is no material that's already to size for us. So it's seeing that, well, there's no point in me cutting that because the material is already gone. So by turning this to entire geometry, now it will actually come in there and cut along that top. So we get it roughed out here. coming in there, and now it's doing what we're looking for. Now, if we wanted, like I said, with chamfer in there, let's put 45. Let's try something big here. No, I think I got too big of one because it's not even wanting to put it in there. So let's try. Oops. What do you thought in here? Turning. Still not getting my chamfer in there that I'm looking for here. Trying to see what I'm forgetting here for you guys. Nothing worse when I'm trying to teach you guys something.
Okay. Yeah, chamfer recognition and milling too, Kev, right?
Yeah.
It's just going to soften that part a little bit.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, before I, let me just check my solid verify. No, I'm not seeing it on there. What am I doing wrong here? Edge break. Got an angle. I'm going to have to look into that one. I'm not sure why. It should be...
Nice to say it's in there, Kev. Yep.
Yeah, it's in there. I got
to include the OD. Ronnie had a good question.
Does the chain need to... Yeah, I got the... I got a portion of it, unless it's because of my geometry. Let's go with that. Ronnie's never steered me in the wrong direction. Okay, got that line. Do a reverse up to that line. There, I've seen it cut down. Okay.
Yep.
So that's what it is. Let me bring this into Solid Verify. Okay. So that is what we're looking for. So I was thinking we could get by cheating the system by just grabbing this chain and doing a modify with the geometry, but the geometry will have to go across. Or if you guys want, what you guys can do is draw in a simple sketch line in there too. And by what I mean by that is, if we go to our, expand this out here. If we go to our target envelope right here, we can actually do a sketch right on here, and we can just draw in another line in there. And then we can use that as geometry too. So we can't, I was hoping that we can just get by with doing the modify, but we'll just have to either add a line in there or take it all the way out. Now, if you don't want to cut, well, before I say that, let me just make sure I'm telling you guys right here. So let's, my distance here is can I shorten it up by that and end extension by that? Will we get our same results? Yep. So go ahead and grab the entire geometry, but if you don't want to cut or recut any of that, just shorten it up. And that's just by going to the modify, highlight it, and click where you want it to end off at. I'm gonna see how close I can get before it doesn't want to do it anymore. No, we're still doing it. So yeah, that's the best way. Thank you, Ronnie. But I think that is it. And we have your typical links. You got your right safety corner, left safety corner. You guys can do normal, arc in, arc off, all that stuff. No, Ronnie, thank you. You're helping me out here. I definitely appreciate all of you guys' feedback. Trying to think anything else that, so you got covered grooving parameters, covered semi-finish is going to be the exact same thing as your finishing. So you're going to have the exact same thing as your finishing. The only difference is when you guys do semi-finish, you have another offset value that you guys can put in there for you. Covered roughing, side-to-side rows, all that stuff. So I think that covers everything. Any questions, guys? Boy, who would have thunk I could spend 45 minutes on grooving?
I was just going to say, Kevin, grooving isn't grooving.
Yeah.
In the immortal words of John Mellencamp, So. No, good class. We'll toss it out there for any other questions coming in. It's looking kind of quiet.
Yep. So. Looks like hopefully I was able to show you guys something new or something that you didn't know about. At least from my aspect thing, I got to learn something new from your guys' feedback on that. So I appreciate that. Changing that direction to change the direction of that goes. So. But I don't see anything coming in, guys. So, so with that being said, we'll kind of end it off here. Now for the next, we're taking a little KevCAM break. So just for the vacation holidays for you guys. So next week we won't have a class, and the week after we won't have a class. Let me see if Jack updated the website here. And if you guys are registering for the night class and it's not showing up there, make sure you're in the US version. Because if you guys are in, sometimes it comes across as this one, and you guys won't see the night classes come up here. So if you guys just switch over to English. But let's go to web. Gotta click happy here. See if Jack updated these. No. So, I don't have a calendar.
What are you looking for, Kev?
I was just seeing the dates. So, like I said, next week, there will be no class, and the week after, and I want to say that's the 4th. I got to grab my phone here. Sorry about this.
Here, I'll grab it, Kev.
Okay.
Yep, no class next week or the 2nd, next class then on Tuesday the 9th. Sounds like. Okay,
so the 26th, which is next week, we won't have one, and won't have one on the 2nd. Oh, and yeah, we'll be returning the 9th. Sorry. You're right, Steve.
Yep. All right. Every once in a while.
Yep. Oh, yeah, and Ronnie said bottom right, duh. I'm so used to having my Outlook calendar. All right, so yep, no class for the next 2 weeks here. Just kind of through the holidays and stuff when people traveling, and know a lot of shops are actually kind of shut down through Christmas through New Year's, so kind of give you guys a break. But next 3 weeks we will be covering angle grooving in here, and then getting over into cutoff, manual, and tricoidal, and then we'll start getting into the balance side of things, and then into mill turn. I'm not going to cover MCOs just because this is more post-driven than anything, but we'll see where we can get with that one on that. So, but
Perfect.
All right, guys. Well, I can't thank you enough for attending the night class tonight and sitting through 50 minutes of going over grooving here. But like I said, hopefully learn something new, and appreciate you guys spending your night hours watching these. And like I said, hopefully you got something out of it. And
I'll echo that as well. Thanks for everybody's time, and want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Absolutely, guys. And we'll, if I don't talk to you guys in the meantime, we will see you guys, I guess, next year. Kind of seems weird to say, but.
That's right. Good deal.
And for any of you guys that are looking to do that upgrade, throw that out there. Steve, what's our cutoff? Is it the 29th?
29th. Yep, Kev.
So I know Sean mentioned this when we had Sean Mamutis in here. So just a hair over or under 2 weeks. So if you guys are looking at any upgrades or you're kind of on the fence on those upgrades, this is our largest discount that we've ever had.
Good time to do it for sure, Kev.
Yep, absolutely. And are these good for everything, or is there any minimum requirements or anything like that?
No, pretty much software modules and training as well, Kevin.
Okay.
So
excellent.
Yeah, so just reach out to your account manager. Happy to help you for sure. Kind of our Christmas gift, customer appreciation.
Perfect. So. All right, guys. Well, have a good rest of your night, and this will be up on YouTube about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And any questions, concerns come up along the way. I know a lot of you guys have my email, but please feel free to shoot me an email and turn that around to you guys right away, or any suggestions, ideas, send those over to me in email, and we'll get you guys squared away. All right, guys. Have a wonderful night, and we will talk to you later. All right.
Bye now.
Guys.